Hey, how you guys doing today? Hello, hello. So you guys know me, my name is Dr. Lauren Powell. I'm a board certified family medicine physician. I'm also known as a culinary doctor, and that's because I like to teach people how to use food in order to prevent and cure disease. I'm super glad to be here. I'm super glad that Black Women's Health Imperative has brought us all together so that we can have some critical conversations about food and health, and then hopefully go and have those conversations with our families so that we can all move in that direction of better health. All right, and we have Chef Reggie here today. I'm super glad that you're here.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm good. So I want to know about you guys. Tell me about your health journey. Tell me where you are.
I have a husband who is pre-diabetic, and I have 2 teenage sons. So I'm really interested in cooking foods that will be fun and healthy for the summer. Foods that will keep them home instead of wanting to go to the closest fast food place up the street.
I think it's good that you're trying to be intentional now, and especially with the young people, with your kids, because these are the habits that they're going to use when they get older. What about you?
All right, so my struggle really is 2 things. Number one, I have a 13-year-old son. He's a growing young man, and so he's eating up everything in the house. But to be able to make something for him where I can hide the vegetables in there is ideal. And then the other thing is family barbecues. So my family is completely down home, down south, grown, and everything is, baked beans, macaroni and cheese, you've got your ribs, and I want to be able to just show them different ways to have vegetables outside of just the usual salad with the iceberg lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumbers on it.
Yeah, I think sometimes we can surprise our family, like not everything has to have meat in it. We can create a delicious meal that doesn't, and it could be more than just like a plain old boring salad. And so I think that's great. Tell me where your health journey started.
My health journey started back in 2014 when I was diagnosed pre-diabetes. On my mother's side and my father's side, we always get together, eat a lot of soul food, a lot of sugary goodness of yams and everything else is delicious. I was going through a lot of stress in that time too, so I really figured out I need to do something different. So I cut out all things whites, no white breads, no white potatoes, and I started portion controlling, and I started working out a lot more, and I lost around 45 to 50 pounds within about 8 months. But the thing I like about that is me doing that, my dad actually saw it and saw the journey that I went through. And now he's actually lost 50 pounds and he's actually got his stuff under control. Whoever thought I would inspire him? The man who taught me how to be a man.
And those are the traditions that we need to pass on to our family. A lot of times, like in my office, I see entire families with similar conditions, and it's because we're all eating and cooking the exact same way. And so without thinking, we love our family, we love our children, but we don't know we're basically passing down to them the same conditions that we're suffering with, and you don't even know it. And so it's about breaking those generational patterns of disease and creating new traditions. Like, how amazing is it to leave your family with a legacy of good health? What about you? Tell me a little bit about your health journey.
Well, mine started 2 years ago. I'm originally from New York, so I grew up in a Latino household. Of course, always eating rice and all types of meat. And the older I got, I started dealing with stress the same way, just eating processed foods, a lot of foods that weren't healthy, so to say. So I started getting sick and it was affecting me. And so I cold turkey just said, I'm going to make this change. And I became plant-based. And from there, it just changed my life completely. So like he said as well, it started with, me helping my mother out. She had pre-diabetes, she had anemia, the list goes on. And finally, I was like, if I can make this change, I want to pass this on to her and help her. So we started cooking together, and introducing new foods, and it's just been life-changing for us.
That's good. And I love that. And I love about you and your mom cooking together. Yes. I think it's beautiful. All right, Chef. Now you're in hot Atlanta, right? And I think Atlanta has some of the best food I've ever had in my life. Tell me where you find yourself with food and health and trying to help people along their health journey, but also being this industry where we have to cater to amazing and delicious food.
See, now that's the challenge. We have to get out of that mindset of quantity and better of a quality, and that's where we are losing it at. We think that we need to have a plate full of food for us to actually be filled, but in reality, half the time we don't even eat it all. That's why I recommend just doing courses. That way we're filled to the point of being full without being stuffed.
Yeah. I thought, it's summer's coming up, we're all getting together, we're doing the family thing, and so I thought we could do kind of like a healthy-ish type of thing for our families, right? I mean, we all want good food, but instead of it being this thing where we overindulge or this thing where we eat these naughty things that we're recovering from for 5 days later, like let's just enjoy wonderful, delicious food that's also like fueling our body and doing something good. So I made a grazing board, and the whole concept is you put some delicious, wonderful food on it, and then we all just sit around and we just graze. So I'll just kind of go through and show you what we've got here. So we've got some pickled radish and some pickled onions. Pickled veggies, fermented veggies are super good for digestion, so something you definitely want to eat before consuming a kind of heavier meal because it just helps all that stuff be absorbed. I've got some cucumbers here, we've got some boiled eggs, and then I have some loaded veggie turkey meatballs. So there's carrots in them, there's broccoli in them, there's onions in them. You don't have to tell your family that, but it's all been kind of cooked down in a food processor, so it's not an overpowering thing, and the texture will be really delicious. We've got some peppers here, and I always like to use all the colors of the peppers. You always want to have at least 3 colors because that tells you that you're getting kind of a varied nutrient profile. So if everything's green, you're getting B vitamins and things like that, but then when you miss out on yellow and orange, you're missing antioxidants. So we've got that there. And then we've got some salmon. It's a great fish for the summer. It's nice and fatty, full of our healthy fat. And then, men love some bread. I feel like it's a man thing. Men love meat and they love bread. So we gotta give them their bread. So just got some little mini small things of garlic Parmesan bread for them to have. I've roasted some asparagus. Got some avocados here. And then the highlights, I feel like the highlight of the board is the sauces. So we have a chimichurri sauce that I made, and that's gonna go amazing with these meatballs. And then I made this homemade tahini dressing, which will be great with our veggies. And then of course a salad. We always think of salad for summer. And so instead of a traditional potato salad or a macaroni salad or a salad with just ranch and some, iceberg lettuce, I've made this delicious salad for you guys. So what do you think? What do you think about the spread?
So even with these turkey meatballs, although I'm vegan, I am super excited about them because with my son, he loves meatballs, and to be able to puree the vegetables and hide them in the meatballs where he won't feel a difference in the texture is amazing. And then I was also thinking about the work that I do with the Black Women's Health Imperative and the Change Your Lifestyle, Change Your Life class, where it'll give my students an opportunity to learn how to make the traditional meatballs a different way that's healthier, because they're always asking me for different recipes when we go through the class and about healthy eating and things like that. So this is just amazing. I'm so happy.
All right, now let's do what y'all really came here to do, which is to sample some food. So Chef Reggie and I are gonna make your plates. So this salad is great, and it's actually a really good thing to meal prep. So if you want to make it in advance or if you want to have it throughout the week, it's perfect for that. So the biggest thing with this is the avocado, right? So sometimes avocado can turn brown. The dressing I made does have fresh lime juice, and so that can help preserve it. That's the biggest thing. So sometimes if I'm making this and it's going to last me the whole week, I'll save the avocado and I'll slice it up that morning. And we've got chickpeas, some corn that I sauteed with garlic, cucumbers, purple onions, avocado of course, the cucumbers, and then I made a dressing that's olive oil, some herbs and spices, and some fresh limes. All right, here you go. Here's your plate. Here's your plate. Take your time, eat one thing at a time, really chew it. Think about the flavors, tell me what you think. This is also a good time to kind of practice mindful eating, which is just kind of, eating your food slowly, chewing it, 7 to 13 times before you swallow, enjoying those flavors. If you couldn't eat the pickled things first, again, that helps with digestion, so it's always good to eat that before. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying the food. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm proud of all of you in your health journey. I hope that we've had some powerful dialogue and it kind of leaves you inspired. I hope the food inspires you guys to go home and try some new things, and cheers to a happy and healthy summer.
Yes.